Hello and welcome to an episode of TheDoorTalks.
Hello!
Today we're going to be talking about Godzilla. It started in 1954 with this bad boy. I've not watched the original for so long.
Yeah, it was probably on Channel 4 at on an afternoon.
One day.
I was probably about 10 years old, if that, yeah.
Yeah.
So I can kind of remember it.
I hate Mothra. I will say this. This is one
Which
thing I
is the
hate
big
about
moth,
the Mothra
yeah.
thing. The Godzilla franchise. I just like Mothra.
They mix around so much, and there's
They
a
do.
few sort of soft reboots and whatever.
Yeah, well, there's so many soft reboots. Most of them just keep going back to the 1954 and then basically just go, oh yeah, Godzilla's been and now he's come back. But it's like 20 years later or whatever.
Well, he always just goes off into the sea most of the time
Yeah.
at the end. He just walks off into the sea like, I'm done with this shit, and
But
then comes back.
But they love the first one, so they keep going back to the first one and going like, yeah, that one's still applicable, but this is what he's come back as.
Yeah.
And
then he had kids at some point. I
remember kids.
I remember the cartoon on Cartoon Network.
Really?
Godzilla and
God,
Godzuki,
yes!
The Godzuki could fly. He had little wings.
Oh, shit. And then we also know the Matthew Broderick version.
Yeah, and the cartoon for that, which I actually liked.
The cartoon for that?
Yeah, so
I remember
after
the cartoon for that.
Yeah,
I
so it was
remember
that egg at the end.
Yeah,
He
it
finds
was all about that egg
Yeah,
that just...
yeah. Do you remember the Matthew, not to talk about the Matthew Broderick one too much, but do you remember the original teaser for that?
No.
Because my first memory of a teaser...
Oh, what, the foot? It was
Jeff Goldblum
Godzilla's
Jeff Goldblum's in it. He's in like a museum, and he's going through the dinosaur thing, because it was after obviously Jurassic Park, and he's taking like a school trip around the museum. And it's like, we'll check
Jeff
this.
Goldblum's in...
Yes. And then this foot comes through and crushes like a T-Rex.
Oh, shit.
And then it was like bigger is better or whatever.
Why did I think this was Jeff Goldblum? This is like not even slightly Jeff Goldblum. Apologies, I was a child. It's not Jeff Goldblum.
It is.
Yeah.
But that's the only time I remember. I may have had a fever dream. I'll find this. But it was the time I remember like a trailer that was no footage from... It was like a completely separate trailer. Nothing to do with the actual movie. No scenes from the movie.
Yeah.
But that was just like the stinger. And he's like, I'm sure it's Jeff Goldblum.
They also had like those like things, those like buses that said Godzilla's foot is as big as this bus or something.
Oh, I didn't know
New
that
York
one.
buses and stuff like that. Do you remember what the song was for it?
So there's two songs.
Oh, bro, you know
So
all
there's
of them.
Jamiroquai.
Jamiroquai's one that
Going
was the best
deeper
one.
down. I had the best video where he's going
Yeah,
through
where he's
the,
just walking through all the rain and stuff.
Yeah, and he's in
just
that.
super
It's like a
footage.
theatre, and he's filled with water.
It's
He's
just-
dancing on top of the cinema seats.
Yeah, that's really cool.
And then the other one is "Come With Me," which is Puff Daddy and Jimmy Page.
Oh, what? I never heard it. I didn't realise that.
Yeah. No. That's Kashmir. The song, the Led
Oh.
Zeppelin song Kashmir is the main riff of it.
That's interesting.
Anyway, this whole thing's about the Broderick film, which
Yeah, no, we're going to be talking about that for ages.
the last American one was obviously the Gareth
Legendary.
Edwards.
Yeah, which
it's all right.
came from different parts to bone, didn't they?
Godzilla's like, not really
Came
this.
across oceans to
Yeah.
bone.
Fuck that film, anyway.
Fuck that film.
So we're going to
Well,
talk about Shin Godzilla.
Fuck that film. I'm kind of more excited for the King of the Monsters one that's coming out though. But let's talk about Shin Godzilla,
Yeah.
or Godzilla Resurgence.
Yeah, Shin Godzilla means new or true or
new.
gods, I think.
How did you feel about the film?
Yeah, so second time I watched it today. Basically, it's very, very different. It's more like not if Godzilla or any sort of attack of anything happened. It's like not that attack. It's what's happening behind the doors. How are people dealing with? How the government are dealing with it.
Yeah.
So it's all the background stuff, which in the Broderick one and all the other ones must have really been happening, but you don't see it.
Well, you just
it
see that
focuses
little
on the
story.
people on the ground, where
Yeah.
most of these, well, virtually every single person in it never got anywhere near Godzilla. They were
Yeah.
always like
They're always
at least
like
2 miles away,
Yeah.
looking at him through cameras.
I did, however, love the sort of like the Snapchat shit. Not Snapchat shit, but the social media stuff where it's just like, what's happening here? We're enjoying this slide at the start.
Yeah.
And it was all quite like,
It reminded me a bit of Cloverfield.
Yes, no, but that's what I quite liked about it. I feel
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it took quite a lot of inspiration from that. Because, I don't know, it was like, it hid him when it needed to hide him.
Yeah.
It showed like little bits, quite similar to Cloverfield. Obviously, it showed him loads more than the Cloverfield
Yeah,
did.
to be honest, I enjoyed it much more the second time. I actually, because the first time, because there's so many, within the first like 10 minutes, there's like, there's like 3 or 4 meetings where it's like, we have to have a meeting in this room. Oh no, we need to talk about like the environmental stuff. Right, we need to go to the environmental room. And there's other people like pushing fax machines and stuff and plugging in phones. And it's like, why are you showing me this?
Yeah,
like,
I know, but it was just sort of, but yeah.
Because we laughed a lot when we first watched it. It's like, what the fuck are they doing here? Like, why is there another meeting where it should just be... There's basically, Godzilla's attacking and it's like, well, can we use military force?
Yeah.
And it's like 10 meetings later. Okay,
Yes, we can.
We've tried missiles, so we've tried machine guns. Can we now use missiles? Phone call.
Oh, no,
phone call.
But
And
even,
it's like,
but even before
okay, now
that,
missiles.
it was like, can we do missiles? Yeah. Can we engage force? Yeah. Oh wait, there's an old man carrying another old woman before, and it was just crazy. But like, obviously, they could have destroyed. The thing is, that was like a big thing saying that they didn't act fast enough and they let everyone down there because they could have actually destroyed Godzilla.
Yeah, because he actually got hardened up, didn't he? Like his skin got tougher and tougher as he evolved, as he looked very smushy.
Yeah, because he was bleeding throughout the whole thing. But if they'd have acted fast, they would have got it. And I think that was obviously talking about the disaster that went on.
Yeah, the Fukushima one. Yeah. And I think the old lady and man would have just been like, just shoot us. If you're going to save the whole of fucking
whole of everything. I mean, if you
and potentially the world.
Yeah, exactly. I thought the whole thing was pretty fucking great. As you say, the politics goes on for a long time through it, but it's kind broken of enjoyable, up with those it's aesthetically pleasing because of the mannerisms, and it's all the notes that get given. And
it's the notes and it's the hierarchy, which is all sounds boring, but for some reason how it all just fits together. And it's got sort of, I can't remember the guy's name again. It's like Yuchi or something. He's struggled to because he kind of knows what's going on. He worked out really early on, and everyone else he has to try and get through all this bureaucracy of just to get little things done, and then he sets up his own little squad with the towel guy. With his
I love the towel guy. The towel guy's super cool. The towel guy and the girl. The first time I watched this, I actually got a lot more lost on who everyone was.
Well, everyone's just suited up. And running around, and it's we get confusing who's who. But then
the second time I watched it, I was like, oh, each person's actually got a little visual thing. The glasses guy was cool. The American girl was super hot. After Godzilla got frozen, you got the politics bit, and then after Godzilla got not frozen, but got overheated after he set off all his blast.
To be honest, to start, it's just they don't know what it is. The whole politics of just is it a fish? Is it a volcano? Is it this? And it's just dicking around for ages while it destroys everything. Yeah. And then it comes on land in the crazy...
Yeah, that was really cool. When I first saw that, I was just like, what the fuck is happening
It's just going down the street, it's on got a skateboard load, it's going along.
No, I was super because that's to say, I hadn't watched a Godzilla film for ages before that, and then that was the first thing I saw, and I remember I was going to Japan the next day, and I was like, what is going on here?
So great. It's just dirt eyes, just blah, blah, smushing things.
But then this one I quite liked. I thought this one looked a lot more serious.
Yeah.
When he was actually stood up and he was looking at things, and then he just but then when they shot him, when they didn't shoot him, and he just went, "He's just I better get out of here," and then he just went away and just scurried away. Anyway, I think this isn't the most easy to get into Godzilla. Yeah. I will say this: if you were watching the Legendary Pictures one and going, "Yeah, I like Godzilla." Fight those animals.
Although, to be fair,
I think it's harder.
I thought it was much easier to watch. I much prefer it to the Legendary one.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. I'm not saying that, but I think if you're not a big fan of Japan like we are, and you don't like all that shit...
a lot of it's just seeing the areas and go, I know that place. I was trying to spot a place I've been. But if I would say, I don't know, if it was showing some, if my younger self, if I was 10 or 12, it's let's watch this. I'll be like, no, let's not watch this. Because it's going to put you off Godzilla.
Yeah, exactly.
The more adult side struggles of the characters or what's interesting. But the actual Godzilla is the cool. Evolution of it is so fucking cool.
Yeah, that's really cool. And that's one of the things that makes this one quite special, because all the other ones, it's with every other one that I've watched, Godzilla has to sort of turn up and then he has to go away for whatever reason.
Yeah.
And this reason was actually quite justifiable. All the other reasons were oh, Godzilla's tired, but he's actually just a killing machine, but he wants to give us a bit of a break just for shits and gigs. Yeah. But with this, it was Godzilla's evolving, he doesn't know what the fuck's going on, he's just angry, and he's just gone away because he's overheating. And they made it work with the nuclear.
But also, it's the fact that when Godzilla appears in any of the movies, it's oh my god, here's Godzilla, and then it's okay, I know what Godzilla looks like. There's no more surprises. Yeah. But with this, it was shit. Yeah, well, now what?
He's just getting bigger and bigger. Yeah. What's his next stage? Yeah. And the final shot in the film's really cool.
Well, yeah, because there's another thing. So after rewatching it, I looked into a few things, because there's actually another form it doesn't show as well. The pre-form. Oh. So before he's that.
Yeah. Before he's that.
He's something else. Because the director said, but we're not showing you. Yeah, so you don't actually see that. Then he's derpy. Then he's the kind of...
It's half derpy.
More T-Rexy, more normal. And then we haven't gone, but the
massive,
badass one.
Yeah, the really, really big one.
And then his tail...
Yeah.
Has
the eggs coming off it, which I think basically he's just... Well, some of them are cellular mitosis. He's just splitting up and becoming lots of different things.
Like human skeletons. Yeah. They have some of his tail has a human jaw in it. When watching it, I thought, shit, I keep thinking loads of this is actually a suit. None of it's a suit. It's a man
in
he's got a mask on.
Like a mocap.
Yeah. But they kind of animate it so it looks... Loads of the computer animation is a bit... I wouldn't say it's shit, but it looks like models.
Yeah, but that's what I quite liked about it. It's we can't put the model up there because he is constantly changing.
Yeah, but even the trains and stuff, some of them look like... I know the bit where the derpy one's pushing through, that's a miniature set.
Yeah.
And it's just a battering ram smashing through it. But yeah, you've got these kind of humanoid things
Popping out.
Yeah. And it just ends. That's the last shot. But that's a real thing.
Yeah,
that's a model someone's made.
Yeah.
The main negative of the movie is this.
Okay.
The English or American actors in it are fucking terrible.
Well, they are.
And they look out of a window. Yeah, no, well, there's a few bits, but they just there's a bit where there's three of them just looking out of a window talking, not facing each other.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess Godzilla is doing this. What will the Japanese do? Oh, I don't know. And it's just really just shit.
It is pretty bad.
And one of the main sort of girl in it who's meant to be half American, I guess.
Oh, no, I think, she's meant to be American. Cause
I think her grandmother's from Japan, but she's...
she's American.
She's American, but she's obviously learned English, but just as in, I suppose, phonetically, where she's just saying the lines. So it's really jarring. Obviously, our Japanese is shit, but it's just very noticeably oh, God, she's just reading off a wall behind the camera.
But it really, really wasn't written for Western audiences, this one. I just think...
it's the most bureaucratic film I've ever seen.
It's nothing it's just so... If you weren't into Japanese stuff, I think this is the one that you don't really want to go for.
Oh, you'd avoid the hell out of it.
But as soon as the actual action scenes happen, it's one of the best Godzilla action scenes that I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's the most, realistic.
Yes.
Because it's just something... Because Godzilla could be a tidal wave on its way. It could be a volcano about to erupt. It's just an issue that's happening, and it's how we're going to solve this. Or a reactor that's just about to explode. How will we do it?
Yeah.
And it's the problem solving. That's what's enjoyable about it. It's not really a monster movie where it's
no, it's not.
He's stomping buildings. Because he's just he doesn't even...
And there's no scenes where you're sort of getting crushed by
it. It's there's that family inside one apartment block.
Oh, that was, but that's...
I'm why the fuck are you still there? Godzilla's
why are you still there? And also, they're still trying to find stuff after Godzilla's just knocked on the door.
Yeah.
Godzilla's just knocked on the door and they must have felt it and gone, quickly, grab the baby wipes, you can't forget the baby wipes.
Darling, quick. And then he just, stupid, derpy Godzilla just sort of smushes the building over.
Falls over.
To me, this one's a 6.
A 6?
Yeah. It's above average. It doesn't blow my mind, but I enjoyed the whole process.
Yeah. I'm going to go a bit higher because I enjoyed Godzilla a little bit more, I think. I'm just going to go for a 7. I mean, I'm not going to go crazy about it, but it is probably my favourite Godzilla film.
From what I've seen,
Godzilla film.
I've seen so few in their entirety. I always catch bits or the fights, but never the actual story.
Banging, 6.5. Have a nice day,
Godzilla.
everybody.
Have a nice day.
Enjoy Godzilla.
And here is Puff Daddy and Jimmy Page.